And we've got about 3 minutes, and we can have some questions.
Okay, this is Zach who says, I have a Muslim friend. Is it wrong for me as a Christian to read the Quran so that I can understand his religion better and be a better witness to him?
Nothing wrong with reading the Quran if you want to. It's very dull and very ponderous and very repetitive, and it's not near the...
That'd be good to read some of the history of
yeah,
how all of
it's
that
not
came to
near
be.
the inspired work that people claim it to be, but in any event, if you want to read it, there's certainly no sin in doing so. Absolutely not. What?
Okay, this is Lois who wants to know, I watched one of your DVDs and you talked about God protecting us. How can I believe in God's protection when he let Stephen be stoned to death?
Well, Stephen went to be with the Lord. The heavens opened. He said, I see Jesus sitting at the right hand of God. And he was going to the Lord. So what's with protection? You know, our life is in a continuum. God doesn't see it like 60 years here and 100 years here and so on. He sees it for all eternity, and this is just one part of eternity. And Stephen went into paradise. So how can you believe in God's protection? That's what God had planned for him, and he was blessed. All right.
Protection doesn't always mean that we get out of difficult circumstances,
exactly.
but that God takes it and makes something eternally significant out of it. Here's another question in that same vein. George wants to know, when is faith for healing, the kind of faith that God honors and heals someone? I had a friend who strongly believed that God would heal him from cancer, but then he went into a coma and died. It made me question, when is faith that works?
Well, God has to speak to you. You have to receive something from the Lord. And I don't understand cancer. We've had a real problem with cancer in terms of praying for people with cancer. And I do think that some of the treatments, the medicine that's giving people takes away their will to resist. Chemotherapy is a killer. I mean, it can kill cancer cells and maybe bring about healing, but nevertheless, there's a problem. I don't understand it, but I almost think cancer has a life of its own, and we haven't really found the key yet to combat it. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's about all the time we have. This is a long question, so we'll save it for the next time. But we do want to say thank you to folks for submitting these questions, and we like to hear from you.